All right, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about first aid, which is something that every household needs at some point. My husband here,
accident prone,
always has something going on. So he fell in, hit his head, and hurt his chest the other day. And so right away, using essential oils on a daily basis definitely helps you to know how to utilize them in emergency situations, because a lot of times when something happens, you are like upset, they're hurting. Not that he handled it very well, but I heard the scream out.
Yeah.
And so you will have a better capacity to take care of your loved ones and those around you if you are using essential oils on a daily basis. So that was actually one of the main reasons why I started using essential oils when my kids were little, is I never wanted to be in a situation where hospitals were overflowing, there was no way to get them any help, and I had no resources at all to take care of them. So as a mother, that was one of my biggest reasons to learn how to use essential oils and what I call my natural medicine, so I had something to take care of them. So that really pivoted me into natural medicine and emergency care whenever things happen, because bee stings and burns, they happen quickly, and the quicker you take care of them and support those tissues, the quicker they are to feel better and not cry. And so what we're going to talk about today is just a couple items that we always have on hand and try to keep in a close proximity to different areas where you might injure yourself, such as the kitchen, garage. You keep some in your truck because you injure yourself at work a lot. So when Nick injured his head and he looked up, and he has had a few traumatic brain injuries, so when I saw his head bleeding, I wasn't very happy with him because he's not supposed to hit his head. Luckily, it was more superficial than anything. But I went and got 𝐍𝐀𝐓 right away. So this is like a liquid Band-Aid, really supportive and regenerative to the tissues, helps to just settle things. So we apply that to your
Are you gonna do it now?
wound. We can definitely do that. So I actually took like a cool wet paper towel and wet it in the sink and ran back outside because he injured himself outside. And then I just got a little bit on my finger, and actually I put it on the paper towel because his wound was open, but now it is scabbed over. And we just dab that on there. We still continue to do that to support the tissue and the wounds. And then you can add other oils, but we find 𝐍𝐀𝐓 a really good oil to start with. And then we layer 𝐼𝐻, which has a blend of a lot of oils on it. And really that's very gentle. It's kind of like a Neosporin, but it's all natural, no petroleum in it. It has essential oils, no antibiotics, just natural essential oils that are going to help support those tissues. So some different oils that you can utilize for wound care is your frankincense, your 𝐍𝐀𝐓, your tea tree, 𝐼𝐻. Lavender is always super gentle. And then you love the frankincense.
I love the frankincense stick. I use that I've been using it on the wound. I use it on my face. I use it on my neck, my spine. The frankincense stick is probably one of my favorite products. And another one in this lineup here is the doTERRA Sun. The After Sun Spray is awesome, not just for sunburns. Speaking of injuries, my son had a little rope swing accident, and he took a rope across his neck, and he had a really big rope burn, like the whole width of his neck. This was pretty new product at the time, and we sprayed it on multiple times a day.
Immediately, pretty much.
And that healed very quickly, and it left basically zero scar. Like, you could never know he had that injury.
I had that in the car.
But this is another good one. I've been putting it on this also. It's just an aerosol, just icon on the mirror, so I'm not going to spray my eyes. But this is a good one, not just for sunburns or after sun, what it's named. It's great for wounds and burns and cuts and scrapes. And the other shout out is we own and operate an electrical contracting company. Every vehicle, every truck, every van has first aid kits in them. And I've taken the triple antibiotic ointment that comes in the kit, and I've thrown it away, and I've stocked all my employees with 𝐼𝐻, 𝐍𝐀𝐓 in all of our vehicles, shops, vans, trucks. So our employees have a good, clean product to use on their first aid needs.
Yeah. And I mean, any time of year you can get a bee sting depending on where you live. But that was something that my kids got a lot when they were little, because we live in the country and they're out and there are bee nests, but there could just be honeybees on, clover or whatever, and sometimes they get stung, and a lot of times they get stung in parks or your yard or places where you want to address it, because kids scream when they have bee stings, especially little ones that don't understand what's happening. So what I found that worked the best is basil. So basil really helps with that inflammation. Patchouli is also a really good oil to apply immediately. You can literally just like put that right on. Lavender is very soothing. Not only is it soothing for the tissues, and I layer those. So basically, usually basil is the very first one. We have 2 basils now. We have just a regular basil, and then we have a Tulsi basil, so you could use either of those. My sister actually has some really bad sensitivities to bees, and she finds that Tulsi is much better for her than just the regular basil. So really, I just put a drop on my finger, and then I would put it right on the bee sting, and then I layer these. So I do basil first. You could do a patchouli, but patchouli is very sort of anti-inflammatory to the bite. And then I do lavender. It's soothing. It not only soothes the tissue, it soothes the emotions. It kind of calms down the nervous system when they're upset. And then I love a peppermint. I love a peppermint to a burn, or a bee sting too, because it's just so angry. So I get a little peppermint and I just apply that on top. That's the third oil. And also peppermint kind of drives in the other oils previously. So it's kind of like an accelerator of oils. Those are really good to have. If all you can do is have 1 to 2 oils in your arsenal in your car, keep them in your car, even though they don't love the high heat. Having something in emergency situations, pack a little kit, have a little case with a few different oils. And then as far as burns, that's something that happens. Actually, your daughter, Hayden, my stepdaughter, backed up against my car one time, and the exhaust pipe burnt the back of her leg.
It was a good burn.
Yeah, so we always have oils in the car. We got some oils on immediately. So the French chemist who discovered that lavender was really good for burns burned himself, and then he stuck his hand in a vat of lavender oil, and it healed very quickly and it soothed it. So lavender is always the first go-to for burns, especially like on the stove. But I love a peppermint, and we have a peppermint touch that's in a roller bottle form. I like to use that one because it's so cooling to the burn, and then it doesn't burn as bad. So these are some of our favorites. We like to keep multiple oils in different places in the home. Bathrooms are specifically where you run when you get an injury, kitchens, and then cars. So those would be the 3 places that you probably want to stash some of those oils. So if you would like to kind of develop your own emergency survival kit, I would highly recommend just getting a little bag. Essential oil tool stores have different little bags that you can put those in, and we will link some of those resources up in the comments. We will link up our favorite emergency oils. So if you want to grab your oils, go ahead and click that link in the comments, or leave us a comment. Let us know what you typically deal with in your area or in your home, and we can give you some suggestions. So if you liked this content, please hit the like button, subscribe. We will keep bringing the wellness information into your home.